What's going on, YouTube fam? It's your boy Tony 2 times, and we back with another episode of Hood Tales, man. Before I start, be sure to tap that like button. Definitely watch this video to the end to hear the full story and all the details in the case. For all the day one fam, welcome back. Y'all already know it's all love. Thanks for tuning back into another episode. If you're new to the channel and you feeling the content, feel free to subscribe. Definitely hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time we drop a new video. Let's get right into the story. Brotherly love. You would think that'd be second nature to two siblings growing up together, sharing the same blood, last names, building a bond, and protecting each other as they become young men. But in every relationship, it's growing pains. Brothers argue, fight, and more. We all might know two brothers that grew up together but barely get along and have two different personalities, but they do not want to bring any harm to each other, and it's still a kind of family vibe. But in some cases, siblings can build up so much animosity for each other they become real life enemies. Whether it's from growing up apart, feeling like their parents pay one more attention than the other, rivalries start to happen. Some might be friendly, simple stuff like I got a college degree, a better job, or make more money than you. But in certain situations, that line gets blurred, and that brotherly love can turn into full-blown hate, causing a beef or argument to turn into a long-lasting feud that becomes dangerous, leaving two people with the same blood on opposite ends of a war with each other. And on this episode of Hood Tales, we will be taking it to Columbia, South Carolina to discuss an argument between brothers that turned fatal. Back in 2021, 48-year-old Rufus Carmichael was living his life, a former military man who served in Desert Storm before leaving, becoming a diesel mechanic, soon after spending time with his father over the road truck driving, eventually to putting plans of his own down to start his own home repair business. Rufus had made a home for himself in South Carolina with the mother of his 5-year-old son, 28-year-old Ashley Hagler. The couple worked hard to build a life for themselves and their young son. 41-year-old Charles Carmichael was Rufus' little brother. It seemed as though the two men had a regular relationship, nothing out the ordinary, always hung out with each other and with family and friends. But on March 12th, 2021, things would go all the way left. While at Ashley's and Rufus' house, an argument would start between the two brothers. Charles got super heated to the point he even threatened to end his own brother's life. Not taking it serious, the couple took it in for the night and Charles left. Everyone thought he would cool off and things would go back to normal. The next day, March 13th, in the early morning hours, Charles pulled back up to his brother's home with a U-Haul he rented and knocked on the door. As Rufus came outside, Ashley in the house with their son heard a loud bang. Before realizing, Charles took off with Rufus in the vehicle. She would try to call him since it was unusual for him to leave out without saying anything. But little did they know, Charles was still angry from the argument and kidnapped his own brother at gunpoint, heading to his house on Coon Road. Ashley grabbed her and Rufus' son to follow the U-Haul. When the two brothers got to Charles' house, shots went off, hitting Rufus. Shortly after, Charles realized he was being followed by Ashley. He led the young mother to a dead-end street near the intersection of McCall Street and Malcolm Drive. When she got close to the U-Haul, shots went off again, this time striking Ashley, with her and Rufus' son witnessing the whole thing. The young boy called out to his mother before going door to door, calling for help, even calling family members, stating his uncle did something to his mommy. Charles, unfazed, continued on his mission, driving with his brother's body to Aiken County, leaving him in a lot on Holder Road in Batesburg. Then Charles headed back to his home in Richland County. Neighbors in the area where Ashley was shot called local police, who responded to the location at about 6 a.m. to find Ashley in the car suffering from multiple shots and her son sitting in the back seat with her crying but unharmed. She was rushed to a local hospital, but unfortunately, she would not survive. During an investigation, detectives realized Ashley was the same woman that came to the police station at about 3 a.m. to report her husband missing. Then she left to look for him herself. Later that day, a body was found in Aiken County in a lot covered by bricks. The person was unfortunately pronounced gone at the scene and later identified as Rufus. Detectives quickly linked the situation together, and a warrant was put out for Charles. They headed to his home, where he allegedly attempted to flee the scene in the same U-Haul that he rented. He was stopped. A search of the vehicle found blood-soaked towels, shell casings, and a gun. He was eventually taken into custody, charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder, kidnapping, and handgun charges. As the case made it to trial, witnesses included a young lady that was with Charles when he threatened to hit his brother. She took the stand, stating it all happened due to an altercation. Text messages from Charles' phone to his brother also showed a conversation where he allegedly told Rufus he was going to get him gone. With all that evidence and testimonies, eventually Charles was sentenced to life in prison for the double hit involving his own brother and nephew's mother. Rest in peace to Rufus and Ashley. I send my deepest prayers and condolences to their families. I'm not sure what the 2 brothers were beefing about, but for whatever reason, Charles felt as though it was serious enough to take his own blood and his child's mother in front of his nephew. That's cold, even if it was a stranger. But to do that to your own family and to take them through that kind of trauma, it's a different level of hate and cutthroat. In this situation, Charles let his emotion take him down a dark path, ending right in a cell for life. His nephew without his parents and his family hurt, all over feelings. You could have just cut your brother off if it was that deep, but instead, Charles did the unthinkable over an argument. So we gotta remember to succeed, not to fail, so we won't be just another hood tale. Man, crazy story, man. Rest in peace to Rufus. Rest in peace to Ashley. You know, I feel super bad for the little boy who witnessed that. He witnessed his mother getting taken away from him. Also, he realized his father was gone hours later. That's some kind of trauma that you never shake back from. But hopefully, the family be able to support him, get him the help he needs to shake back and keep it moving so he can grow up to be a decent young man, man. I don't know what the beef was about between these brothers that made it go this far. It had to be something serious, I'm assuming. But at the end of the day, we never know because people out here be taking each other out for petty reasons. But yeah, y'all heard the story. Leave it in the comments. Let me know what y'all think about this situation. I appreciate you if you made it to the end. This is another episode of Hood Tales. This your boy Tony 2 times. It's all love, fam. I'm out.